I haven't mastered. I've learned it, but I haven't mastered. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tadona Shimsiwa, and if it's your first time joining me, welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And did I say we have a 22-year-old in this room? Because today is my birthday, guys. Oh my word, today is the 1st of June and it's my birthday. I've just turned 22, and so I was just like, you know what, I might as well do a video speaking about the 22 things I've learned in the 22 years of life, you know. And yeah, I'm just really excited to film a different type of video. I hope you guys like it too. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into the video, guys. Looking down a bit because I have a diary here that has all the things that I've learned in my 22 years of life, so please guys, don't mind that. So the first thing is, don't allow anyone to control or shape your perspective on anything, right? You need to see it for yourself. And I'm saying this to say, we allow people to shape our perspectives, you know, before we get into new spaces, to shape our perspectives about the people we'll be meeting in that area, or even just the area we're going to. I'll give an example of just like maybe going to the zoo. That person might have went to the zoo and they didn't like the experience they had there or the treatment they got. But I'm just saying, like, don't allow people to make you have like a negative perspective on something before you experience it for yourself. That might eventually like stop you from even experiencing any of that, you know. So don't allow people to shape your perspective. Yes, allow people to give you a heads up on what you might be getting into, but don't allow them to totally change your perspective and then you go into something having a negative look out already when you go into that something, you know. The second thing is, don't always search for the new before you soak in what you have. Now, we are Gen Z, okay? Like, we're trying to find the next big thing, all right? That's one thing I've seen. The Gen Z is just trying to find the next big thing, and we don't really get time to appreciate what we already have or what you've already worked hard for, you know. So sometimes you just need to take a step back and really look at where you are, you know, what you have, and really just appreciate and soak everything, take everything in as it comes, you know, and appreciate what you have. Really soak in what you have, because if you spend your life looking at what other people have, what you do will never be enough and you'll never be satisfied in life. So it's just really important to just look at what you have, appreciate what you have, because you've worked for months on that thing. Now, just because we're moving on to the next trend or we're moving on to the next thing, it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to appreciate what you have. Yes, you can make new plans, you can have new goals, but appreciate whatever it is that you have. Just have gratitude in life. And then the next thing is, wear your heart on your sleeve. It's just important to show people the real you. Don't let people change you. Wear your sleeve on your heart. Show people who you really are. And I know, like, sometimes it's scary to just wear your heart on your sleeve, because you might encounter people who you don't trust. Okay, I'm gonna say in your 20s, that's when you like start realizing like what people are and who people are. You start realizing people for who they are, you know. That's when you start like building those walls, like don't come to me, because you've been through something with other friends or whatever. Just wear your heart on your sleeve. Be genuine, be authentic. If you see that you don't like what's about to happen, move away before it happens. Sometimes you don't even see it coming, but at least you can walk away saying that, you know what, I've given it my all, I've worn my heart on my sleeve, and there's nothing to fault on that. The next thing is, don't only share the good, share the bad as well with people you trust. There's really no need to put a facade on things are going great, on whether or not things are going great in your life. If you have trusted people, share with them, share. Don't bottle up things. This is how like people end up not being able to handle whatever they're going through. So just share with the people you trust. Surely they won't expose you, or it's not even. Also, guys, you need to realize that when you go through things, you're not the first one to go through things like that, and you won't be the last. So sharing is just important because you might even get like different perspectives. The main thing is share with people you trust. Trusted people. That's all I'm gonna say. Be able to say no or yes. It's obviously easy to say yes, like it's easy to say yes. We don't need to spend time on that one. But saying no is so hard in your 20s. At least I can speak for 20s. I feel like in your teens, saying no is easier than when you get to 20. It's way easier to say no because people will just think you're crazy. I know Benga, she's just a teenager. But when you're now in your 20s, saying no is hard to people to be honest. It's just a hard task. You need to learn to say no. And guys, I just want to put it out there that everything I'm saying, I haven't mastered. I've learned it, but I haven't mastered. So I am practicing it myself. I'm not perfect in any of these areas that I've mentioned, but I'm just saying like that's something to watch out for. I've noticed that you need to be able to say no. I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I say no every time I need to say no. Like it's hard. And I mean everything else on this list, that might seem like, just know that sis is still practicing it as well. Moving on to the next one, spend time with family. Spend time with family. You need to be intentional about what you do. One thing about moving, it showed me that you need to be intentional about the relationships you've built with your family. You need to be able to make time to contact them. It doesn't matter if the person is younger than you or older than you. You need to make time and be intentional with building that relationship with the people you stay with as well, because we tend to like focus on relationships with friends and all that, but we sort of neglect building a relationship, like actually getting to know the person outside of home setting, going out or whatever. So you need to be able to do that for yourself as well. Just be intentional about your relationships with your family, and family is really important. The next thing is there is no such thing as perfect. What do I mean by there is no such thing as perfect? I'll give an example. Like, I mean it in that sense though, like the gym and starting something new. There is no like perfect time, or I first need to have a camera, I first need to have gym clothes in order for me to go to the gym. I need time to go to the gym 6 days a week. There is no such thing. It's not perfect. Things will align as you go. Like, you will achieve perfection as you go. Things will fall in place as you go. If you just keep on waiting on maybe one day I'll have everything, the day you get gym clothes, that's when you realize that you don't have time to go 6 days to the gym, and chances are you will never get, like, if your situation doesn't change, you'll never get the time to go 6 days a week. So just go to the gym, everything will align. Like, the gym is just an example, by the way. But yeah, everything will align as you go, and it will you will be happy with the routine you would have set for yourself, The next thing is, don't be discouraged by people to do what you need to do. That one is straightforward. You don't need to be discouraged by people. Yes, get people's opinions, but don't be discouraged. You need to go into receiving opinions knowing that I'm not going to be discouraged. Here, I just want advice, and that's it. I'm going to filter some, take some, leave some. That's how it is. And then the other thing is, you need to move in silence. And by move in silence, I don't mean that, there are people who don't wish well on you or whatever. Moving in silence is important because sometimes you just need to, the only person you need to communicate with is God when you're moving, right? So it's important for you to move in silence because you won't get a disturbance between your communication with God. Now, if people start coming in with their opinions, you won't know what's coming from God, like, you need discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't know what you're getting from where. So that's why sometimes it's just important to move in silence. Plan your things silently. Be silent about things. There is a lesson in everything you go through. It's up to you to take a minute and evaluate what you're going through. Like, okay, what just happened? What was the lesson? What am I supposed to take away from the situation? Things don't just happen for happening. They actually happen to build you for something or to teach you something, you know? So you need to be able to look at a situation, evaluate, see if there's something you can do to change. Just evaluate your situation, really. Take failure as God directing you to bigger heights, right? Don't always take failure as, don't even do that. Take failure as this horrible thing. Sometimes God is just directing you elsewhere. He's causing a disturbance in your life so that you can go back to the path that He made for you, you know? So don't be discouraged by failure. Like, it's a thing. Like, sometimes God sees that, no, I actually have more for you than for you to be in this place at this time, you know? So you just need to be patient. Don't always freak out, you know? Like, I know for a fact that people my age, failure, oh no, we becoming anxious. Like, I'm stressing, you know, if I fail. That's one thing. But you won't see it when you're in the moment. But after, if you really look at it, you can see that, oh my word, I was really aiming low. Hey, so sometimes you just need to be patient and let whatever happen. And of course, it's disappointing. Failing is disappointing, but just be patient and wait to be directed to the bigger heights. All right, that's on period. Just because you have experience in something, it doesn't mean you know it all. You know, sometimes experience can actually hinder you from learning new things. So just because you're experienced, it doesn't mean you have to be the loudest in the area because you have an experience with something. Sometimes just be mellow. Listen to what other people are saying. Maybe through your experience, you miss something, you know? So it's just good to listen to people when they are speaking. Just because you experienced, it doesn't mean that you know it all. You need to take care of yourself, guys. You need to take care of yourself, take care of the things you take in, take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Just take care of all those aspects. Like, people tend to take care of one, neglect the other one. These things go hand in hand. So you actually need to be on top of your things, taking care of yourself. And it's just also important to take care of yourself physically. That's the one we mainly focus on, right? I don't know, like just general hygiene and exercise, eat healthy, you know, like take care of yourself. Actually, prioritize taking care of yourself. This is something people lack, but we do need to take care of ourselves. You know, leading me on to the next one, start realizing the power of not reacting or of remaining silent. So I have a story time on this one. I actually have a story. I'll put it here, guys. So one day I went to work and it was my first job, right? So there was this other employee that was just really mean, and everyone warned me towards this guy, right? They warned me regarding him, and I was just like, okay, cool. You know, we were all happy. So what that employee did is that he had like mood swings, you know? So one minute he's happy, next he's very angry and just mean. So I had to interact with him, right? And he gives me what I need to go give to the customer, right? And he just shouts. He shouts at me. You know, I just kept quiet looking at him. And he's like, oh, wow, you're the only person. Mind you, I just went and gave the customer, came back, and he's like, wow, you're the only person that understands me here. Thank you so much for tolerating me. Can you see that when people do things at times, they're just doing it to strike a reaction from you. And you don't have to go to the same level as that person. Silence can actually help you through a lot of things. Silence can help you in getting new opportunities, which it has for me, So, guys, sometimes you just keep quiet. Someone shouts at you. Next time they present an opportunity to you that's great for you, an opportunity you've been wanting. Silence will not kill you. Sometimes you just keep quiet, trying to figure out what you're going to say to this person. It will also help you. Like, silence is key to so many things. Just keep quiet. Your silence is powerful, okay? There is so much power in what you say. Again, I feel like this one is straightforward. Just be careful of what you say. The things you say, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. At some point, you start believing that. You really will start believing that you are that, and you will be that. So you don't want to say anything mean or whatever towards yourself. Just respect yourself. Don't say something you wouldn't say about someone else about yourself, to yourself. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. It's so hard. Okay, I feel like this one actually needs a moment of silence. And I'm speaking for early 20s. Actually, I'm speaking for anyone who's done with high school. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 19. As long as you're done with high school, that's where you start finding the challenge with making friends. It's so hard with a capital letter H. It's hard to make friends at that age. Why? I feel like it's difficult because that's when you start, as I said before, that's when you start realizing what other people have done to you, or that's when you start defining the kind of friends you want. Because in school, you guys are just playing, you're just talking basic things. Like, you have things to talk about. Now you have to be intentional of the friendship, like you can't just get there and talk about, lecture this, lecture that. Cool, you can talk lecture this, lecture that. You can have a relationship like that or whatever. But it is hard to make friends. Like, if you don't put yourself out there to make friends, you won't have friends and your life will be sad. That's all I'm gonna say. You have to put yourself out. You can't be like, oh, I'm just like a reserved person and all that. It's not gonna go well for you. Yeah, even if it's out of your comfort zone. I don't think there are people who are comfortable, but putting yourself out there is not easy. And people do it because they don't want to be loners. People actually put in an effort. Like, that's where you have to like let go of any form of, pride you have and make friends, because friends are not just gonna walk to you. But that's what I've learned. Make your kind of friends. If people are not your kind of friends, you walk away, right? Be intentional with the connections you've already made. Yeah, we've made our connections leading on from the high school conversation. We've made our connections with the friends that we have. Sometimes we tend to neglect trying to focus on the new friendships that we've made. Just make sure you maintain like the relationship with the friends you already had, because it's not just the new friends that need you, So be able to divide your time between your friends, to actually make time. At this point, guys, I'm at a point, like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm just gonna say, I literally make appointments with my friends. I will tell you that, okay, dude, when are you available so that I can call you? Or I will tell you that, look, I'm at work right now, or I'm doing this right now. Can you call me on this day, or I will call you on this day? It might not always happen as we've discussed or as we've planned, but trust and believe that we make appointments if we need to make appointments, I'm not saying that your friend can just call you. Yeah, they can call you. But if they don't get a hold of you, and if you know that, okay, my friend is writing exams or whatever, then you're just gonna Set an appointment, babes, when you think you get time to speak. Prioritize your friendships equally. Yeah. You need to educate yourself. There is nothing more sad than sitting in a room and knowing that I cannot be part of this conversation because I'm not equipped for the conversation, like it's so hard to just sit in the room and just like and you don't know anything about it. Oh no, that's hard. So like, I don't mean like, educate yourself, read books, we all have phones at this point, I think. Use your phone to read articles. Just watch videos that will educate you. Honestly, find something to do, because you ain't about to be someone who doesn't know anything. Just try and make means. You need to be informed of what's going on around you, of what you need to work on. That's the only way you can improve yourself. Self-improvement comes from educating yourself. So if you're not going to educate yourself on a concept or on a thing, you cannot improve yourself. You will then remain stagnant. So it's just important to educate yourself when it comes to things like that, because you don't want to remain stagnant. You are not the first person or the last person to make a mistake. Therefore, do not be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace, okay? Don't always be stuck in the past, like, oh, I made a mistake on this day. It's now in the past. Move on. Don't be hard on yourself and say, sometimes it's hard, but you need to move on. Otherwise, everyone would be stuck in the past if that's how life worked. I've learned that. I've really learned that. Use the advice you give others to improve yourself. Use your own advice. Like, literally use your own advice. That's one thing people take for granted, and you need to use your own advice, because sometimes you have the best advice. The advice you give your friends, use it. Sometimes it will help you. It will literally help you. So just try using your own advice, and then build a relationship with God. It's important. You need to have, especially when you're 20, in your 20s, guys, I feel like when you're done with high school, that's when everything comes crashing. So just build a relationship with God. Even if you're in high school, even if you're in primary school, do it. Build a relationship with God. You will need God. You need God every day. But like, you really need God. That's all I'm gonna say. Build a relationship with God. Make sure your relationship with God is taken care of the same way you take care of your relationships with people around. So just try and cultivate a positive environment for yourself, and everything should be okay. Lastly, number 22 is that you need to love yourself. Love yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader. Love yourself. Love yourself means creating a positive environment for yourself. Loving yourself means letting go of things that you can see that are detrimental to your health physically, mentally. Loving yourself means taking care of yourself. So loving yourself means doing most of the things that I've mentioned here. It's a simple way of showing yourself love. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will be back with more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time on the next video. I will see you guys. It's a vlog. See you next week. Bye.